What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my review of the Deng X Fighter K60. And this is the craft right here, and this thing looks very awesome. I really like the design on this one, but this one is a little heavy, a little too heavy, I think, and underpowered. The motors I hear are 7mm motors, but I really didn't take it apart to check that. So they're saying it's 7mm motors in there. It looks like it because these are the motors right here. It's gear driven, and the motors are on the outside of the gear. So it's about right here, and there's two holes there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the motor inside there, and it appears to be small. It even looks like it might be 6mm to me, but someone took this thing apart, did a tear down, and they did say that this thing has 7mm motors. So maybe a little underpowered. I've noticed it when flying it. I have to go far past 50% to even get it to hover and fly. The pitch is deep, however, the pitch really doesn't save this from being not so good a flyer to me, because as well as it having nice pitch but being heavy, it's not really that responsive. The yaw in particular, when you hit the yaw doesn't happen right away. It's a small delay, maybe a fraction of a second, but that's just enough to make it a little awkward to fly before it actually starts to yaw fast when you're applying full yaw. So just a little weird on the yaw for me. So it affects my turns and stuff like that. So it's not really a sporty flyer. But with the name X Fighter, you would think that it would be a sporty flyer, and the way that it looks, the design looks like this thing flies really fast. You know, the design is really awesome. I like the design. This thing lights up at night. I don't know about the black version because this does come in black, but this white version lights up really nice at night. It does have slits here on the top, so I'm guessing the black version will probably light up nice, but probably not as nice as this one because all the arms and everything glow on this one at night, the white version. It comes with a rather unique camera. The camera is here. It's a 2-megapixel camera, but what's unique about it is you can control it actually to go up and down, but I haven't been able to get mine to work well. I've seen somebody else's video where each time they click this, it moves into 3 different positions, but mine doesn't do that. Maybe it's a new version, I'm not sure, but mine's, when I hit this throttle, the throttle trim buttons, it actually moves this in small increments. So it'll move a little tiny bit, you know, down and up when you're hitting this. So you have to go about 6 clicks to get this thing to point down, and about 7 to get it back pointing straight. Or it doesn't go all the way up, but it points straight. So about a bunch of clicks to get it to move up and down. So I don't know about that and its usefulness. It comes with a 500 milliamp hour battery, which seems like a small battery, a little too small for this aircraft because it's a little heavy, and it has in my opinion, it has throttle. It doesn't have enough power to really fly this thing the way it should be flown. I know it's meant to be a camera bird and not really a maneuverable flyer, but even that, with this camera on, this thing cannot escape vortex ring state that well. It just gets caught up each time, and when you're recording something, you really don't want to be flying fast forward or moving around or trying to avoid vortex ring state. I hear the best way to avoid it is to move side to side or do a spiral when coming down, but when you're recording, you shouldn't have to do that. And this thing is extra heavy with the camera on it. It has problems flying without the camera on it. I did a throttle punch, and it was the slowest rising aircraft that I've seen, honestly, with a throttle punch. But the transmitter is really nice, actually. The transmitter is built nice anyway, out of nice materials, but the transmitter has some things that wrong with it as well. First of all, the flip button, the placement of all the buttons actually are in an awkward spot, especially if you're recording. It's hard to get these things pressed, you know, when you're recording. The high and low speed is here. They have the buttons on the front of the transmitter, and I think that's hard to get to when you're you have your hands on the sticks and you have to come off to push either of these buttons. The flip button is here. The speed button is here, and then you have the not GPS. This is the return to home feature, and this is the headless mode feature, which works about the same as any other headless mode. And return to home, it just flies back down the heading towards you. But you have to make sure you set your heading correctly and be in the right position for it. And it's just hard to let off the sticks, the throttle stick mainly, and push these camera buttons, you know, the record and all of that stuff. The lights even toggle on and off. This roller here is fake here. Nice LCD display though. And this thing takes 4 AA batteries. And that's about it for the transmitter. This antenna thing here, the antenna does not come up through here, so this is fake. But the range is okay, I guess. But not okay for, it's okay for my type of flying, but not for this to be a camera bird. I've tried to fly up and get some footage. I was testing the camera, and I had to drop out at about 25 to 30 feet, and it almost went on the roof on me, actually. I actually have that footage for you guys. I'm going to put that up. But not acceptable to be a camera bird. You should at least have 80 meter range, or 80 to 100 meter range, I think, for a camera bird, because you have to get up pretty high to, you know, if it's going to be recording, mainly you want to get up pretty high to capture the landscape or whatever you're trying to do. So it's a fail in that note. The battery bay is quite large, so you can fit some larger batteries in there. Larger capacity battery would fit in here. I have no doubt of that. But I think you would have to probably use a higher C rating, a higher discharge rate, to get some better performance out of this. But I don't know about the motors. I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of space in there, so you probably can mod it and put a larger 8.5 millimeter motor in there, but I'm not sure. But it comes with with 2 instructions manuals, one in English and one in Chinese. It's pretty good, acceptable English. It explains everything. Pretty nice. It comes with an extra set of spare props, some prop guards, a screwdriver again, and a USB charging cable. It also came with a 2 megapixel. I'm sorry, not 2 megapixel. 2 gigabyte memory card, and it was already in there, the card reader as well. So yeah, let's check it out in flight. Okay, so this is the flight demo of the Deng X Fighter, or K60. So almost no wind out here, so I figured it'd be perfect. This is an outdoor aircraft, so let's check it out. So pretty stable and hover. You can see that the hands off, but I'm right about 50% to keep it hovering. And so this is the pitch. So pretty decent pitch on low rate. And this is the yaw. Really slow yaw. So let's go to, we're on mid rates now. This is mid rate pitch. So the pitch doesn't change much. And here's the yaw rate. The yaw rate changes a little. The pitch is a little more deep. So we're in high rates now. So that's the pitch. a little more deep, but you can barely tell. This is the yaw rate. The yaw rate almost looks the same. So slow yaw rate. Now this is what I mean about a delay on the yaw. If you're yawing in one direction and then you try to yaw the other direction, it's a little delay. It's actually about a half a second delay. So you see it again. So it's a little delay when you're changing directions and applying yaw and pitch. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. So it makes it a little awkward to fly acrobatically. It makes it harder to fly aggressively. So because you have to worry about when you're going to apply yaw and bank a turn, you have to do it a little earlier. So let's check out flips. It's hard to get to the flip button. It gives itself a bunch of throttle before the flip, but that doesn't help. It goes down from vortex ring state a lot when it does the flip. I definitely wouldn't advise trying to flip with the camera on it because it's quite heavy. Let's see, let's try we're in headless mode now. So headless is working. This is left, I'm going right. Applying yaw. The lights flash the whole time to let you know you're in headless. Now let's try to return to home feature if I can reach it. Okay, that's return to home. So as soon as you give input, it stops it though. Let's see. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, let's come out of headless. So those features work, but not very practical in my opinion. Really for show, but not good with this aircraft because the yaw isn't fast or anything like that. So you can't really play around with it. And I wouldn't suggest using that, depending on that to bring your aircraft back. And as you can see now, it's getting really weak now. Oh, let me show you guys the throttle punch. So this is its throttle punch. And that's not because it's starting to, I've been flying it for a little bit. The throttle punch is always like this. As you can see, we're not at LVC or anything like that. It's just a underpowered aircraft. The pitch is not bad though, but the delay in changes in yaw, the responsiveness of the yaw really makes it hard to fly aggressively as an acrobatic flyer. And that slow yaw rate really hampers it. So it's slow and it's not responsive. It doesn't happen right away. So that's really all there is to show with this one. I'm just going to fly it until LVC so you can have an idea of the flight time you get with it. And so you'll see that it starts becoming more subject to vortex ring state, and that's when I would actually bring it in, even though the LVC doesn't kick on immediately. I think that's when you would be bringing it in. LVC is in now, but if you had the camera on, this thing would be flopping all over the place. So it's in LVC now. I'm going to sort of just hover it around until it starts to go down. I'm giving full throttle now, and it's going nowhere. Just keeping the hover though. So we're just about done. Not yet. It's still fighting. Okay, it's going down now. Well, it does fight all the way to the end. So that's the Deng X Fighter K60. Thanks for watching.